The Buffalo Bills, a team that lost half of their offense in a blink of an eye this offseason, losing Gabe Davis and Stefon Diggs. Obviously, Stefon Diggs being the bigger of those two names, but Stefon Diggs, realistically, kind of checked out, right? He was pretty much checked out by the end of the season, and not only financially did they need to get rid of him, but just in general, it just seems like there was a bit of a rift between the two, and ultimately they're going in a new direction. Is that direction a good one, though? As Keon Coleman is their high second-round draft pick that they made, and obviously he has the size to be a true number 1 or 2, but their other kind of replacement for Diggs/Gabe Davis is Curtis Samuel, who is a good wide receiver. He's definitely been good throughout his career, but is he a number 1? I mean, I guess number 2 candidate. Yeah, probably number 2, but they don't really seem to have, right now, in my opinion, a true number 1 wide receiver. Shakir obviously showed a lot of potential last year, and maybe that's what they're hoping is going to happen. And, Mac Hollins, he was a killer that one preseason for the Falcons. But as far as the rest of the team, they do have some tight end talent, especially Dalton Kincaid. James Cook looks really good. Obviously, Josh Allen is just a multi-talented quarterback that, obviously has a crazy arm and then can do things with his legs. He probably is my favorite quarterback to watch in the league. Just, it's not necessarily even only for the good things, because you just never know if he's going to throw on the run, back foot, 60 yards, dime, or if he's going to throw on the run, 35-yard duck to the other team. But for the most part, it is on the good side, and I would obviously argue that if he limited the interceptions a little bit, definitely would have won MVP, right? He put up some pretty damn good numbers, just too many turnovers. I will say a good amount of those picks were arm punts. Some of them were just taking risks when it kind of felt like nothing was going that drive anyways, and it was already like a 2nd and long or a 3rd and short. It's like, just take the shot, because if your guy makes the play, you got a guy like, Gabe Davis, who is big, and then you have Stefon Diggs, who's super talented. You got those guys down there, you maybe believe in them a little bit more. Will Josh Allen be more reserved this year without those names out there? Possibly. I know Gabe Davis is more of a name because of that one playoff game than he was a true talent, but he is definitely hard to replace. Like right now, Gabe Davis would be their wide receiver 1. I don't know if that's saying something or not, but he definitely would be. Offensive line, I've seen some, because I'll be honest with you, I can't look at every team's offensive line during the season and be perfect with it. Yeah, I need a little bit of help looking into them. I think I seen like a mad AI written up review of them. They were like, the Bills' offensive line hit their stride in 2023. Yes, they gave up 143 pressures, but only a few of them were sacks. It's like, okay, well, here's the thing. They have Ben Roethlisberger with a rocket booster on him. So, yes, it's going to be hard to actually turn the pressure into a sack when you're trying to tackle Josh Allen. But then another one was about Osiris Torrance, where it was like, he actually was all right in his rookie year, grading out at a 56 Pro Football Focus grade, which leaves some room for improvement. It's like, no, that leaves a whole freaking room for another season. Like, that's a wasted season. 56 grade is terrible. Now, he was a rookie, so we're going to allow it. But as far as, trying to hype him up, I mean, yeah, I don't know what they're talking about. I really don't. Spencer Brown, though, he actually had a decent season, and I love the fact that he did, because I love the big 6'8", 6'9" tackles. As much as I'm a Packers fan, I gotta admit, I liked Bryant McKinney on the Vikings a long time ago. Deion Dawkins, obviously their best offensive lineman. Lael Collins, I mean, will he even play? He might just announce his retirement, be like, hell no, this is too tough. Looking at the defense, though, a little bit of yapping in this one, I'll be honest. Some injuries, right? There's some injuries on this defensive side of the ball. Milano, Von Miller. You gotta, say that so far it hasn't really been worth it for the Bills, but with the talent that Von Miller is, you can see why they took that risk, and hopefully he gets back to being healthy. As this would be a very strong edge room with Rousseau being really good. Ed Oliver's obviously a good player. Corner, I moved Rasul Douglas to safety. I know Green Bay was talking about it for a while, but he is a very good boundary corner. The problem is this team doesn't really need very good boundary corners. Taron Johnson, Benford, they're really good. Kyrie Elam hasn't really put it together yet, but they're really good, and I felt like I needed safety more than I needed corner, so I'm going to start Cole Bishop and then, Rasul Douglas, which I will say, personally, I think they should have went O-line instead of Cole Bishop. I think they should have put even more into the offensive line. I know they got Cedric Van Pran, but I think that's late second, go offensive line. I still just don't necessarily like this offensive line. Go left guard, maybe. I don't know, but maybe I'm wrong. We'll see, because on paper, if, Leal is healthy and Osiris Torrance improves, your tackle position does look fun. And obviously, if Osiris improves, you're really just looking at a center and left guard, and they did draft Van Pran. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if Cole Bishop was the guy, but who knows? Looking at some of the other players, Matt Milano, obviously, when he's healthy, is one of the better off-ball linebackers in the league. Bernard wasn't actually that bad. And I know Nicholas Morrow is actually a pretty good player, but I got to start Dorian Williams. I got to start not only A, someone new that I haven't really seen develop in Madden, but B, someone that's much younger. But I don't know if we actually looked at Keon Coleman's ratings too much. We kind of glanced at them, but it's Vic's class, so check it out if you actually enjoy it. It's on next gen Xbox. If you guys have any teams you want to see next, let me know in the comment section below. The Bills are one of the most suggesting teams on that Packers rebuild. Maybe it's just some guy with a bunch of different alt accounts. I don't know. It worked if so. But I'm always looking for team suggestions, challenge rebuild suggestions, whatever. Leave it in the comment section below. And while you're down there, maybe subscribe if you're new. We do a ton of franchise stuff on the channel. And if you end up liking the video, maybe come back and leave a like on it. And let's get into this rebuild. I don't even know. At this point, it's like, yes, the Bills have their franchise quarterback in Josh Allen. Yes, they always seem to be in the running. But in Madden, on paper, it actually does. This team does need some work. And I wasn't going to start Carter because his ratings are pretty low in this, and he's 23 or whatever. But you know what? I'm going to start Carter. I'm starting Carter. Jones, while if he's actually healthy, is actually a pretty good veteran piece. But at the end of the day, I think we're going to try to get this youth going. I seen Dawson Knox was on the trade block, and if the Saints were actually offering Shaheed, I don't think they even think twice about this. But I don't A, think they would, and B, I mean, if Dawson Knox is still on contract, I might actually keep him. Okay, I'm wrong. He actually would be around because he has a massive dead hit over the next 2 seasons, unfortunately. So we have 23 mil. I know the Bills are kind of against the cap a little bit in real life. Rousseau needing a 5th-year option or, a re-sign in the future. But outside of that, A.J. Epinesa is kind of the only name I'm really too concerned about losing. This is a massive dev up. Christian Benford goes to started. If we win the division. The Jets are really close on us. And we lose. Don't tell me the Jets got a bye week, too. Okay, thankfully the Ravens. But you never know. Might have been our bye week. Probably not. Would have been 5-1 like them, though. So you never know. Maybe we beat them in the regular season. I'm not sure. One last hurrah. Is that going to be Von Miller? I don't even want to click that. Because while Von Miller could retire, obviously the contract they gave him, they're hoping he doesn't retire right away. This is not what we want to look at. The regular season. Did we beat the Ravens? Did we even have to play? I mean, I don't remember the exact, list of teams that the Bills had to play in real life. But, no, we did not have to play the Ravens. They did not have to play them. So I think we would have lost the division anyways, the conference anyways. So I'm not too worried about it. Josh Allen putting up pretty similar yards and touchdowns on offense, or through the air anyways. James Cook was terrible. But as he did in real life, Curtis Samuel, 1,400 yards. Coleman, 1,100 yards pretty much. Dalton Kincaid, not good enough for a dev up probably, but a pretty good season anyways. O-line, the tackles weren't the best. D-line, Rousseau should be superstar. Von Miller, 10. I forgot, this is the Bills scheme. This is usually the scheme. Oh, Rasul will be superstar. Maybe Taron Johnson will go to star. But this is the scheme we usually use on defenses in rebuild, so that's pretty cool. But some pretty good numbers, actually, across the board. Would have loved to see Keon Coleman get the numbers that Curtis Samuel did, but whatever. Yearly awards, Jalen Hurts wins MVP. Josh Allen at number 5. Offensive, what was that? What was the defensive player of the year was number 2. Rousseau could have went to X Factor potentially. Rookie of the year, number 5 and 8. Defense, number 3 and 9. Quarterback, number 4. Running back, definitely not on the list. Wide receiver at number 2. O-line at number 7. Defensive line at number 2 and 6 and 9. Linebacker, new. DB, Rasul Douglas. Taron Johnson at number 10. Kicker, number 4. All right. Rasul Douglas at superstar. That's definitely good. Got as much as we could out of our players by moving him to safety. Going to the end of the game, 7-0. Jaguars, I mean, they're not really doing anything on offense anymore, but either are we. 7-all. Nope, they're going to get a touchdown before half. Yeah, I mean, looking at the short history of this game, I don't like our odds. Offense is really struggling to get points. They finally get a field goal. I don't know what that's going to get you when you're going to still be down 2 possessions, but hey, the coaching staff said that was their best chance. Disappointing loss right out the gate. Did make the playoffs as we kind of expect to, in fairness, but something's off about that offensive scheme. I don't know what it is. It could just be the fact that, once again, you have a running back that just isn't close to 90 overall, and EA just hates that, but the run game is non-existent, and the pass game is real hit or miss. Greg Rousseau. Ooh, this is a tough one because, 10 mil is a huge savings. I know he's an 88 overall, but I think this is actually a big enough savings to where I'm going to actually take the 5th-year option on him. I also think it's pretty realistic. I'm not sure if that's what they did in real life. Maybe I'm not even supposed to do this because we are technically a year behind, but you do kind of at some point have to play it how it lies in a way, as the contracts are going to be a little askew. That's why, it's not going to be perfect, but that's why we still do these rebuilds for the next Madden, because then everything should be perfect or realistic, if you will. Wide receiver, Amari Cooper. This is a guy that I actually could see as a Bill. Like, I think at this point, the Bills would absolutely be looking at any free agent wide receiver that's a big name if they had the money for them, which we have 45 mil. Normally I let Amari Cooper go, but I'm actually, unless in real life he was signed to an extension, I am actually going to be going for Amari Cooper. It's not often I do, but I'm going to go for him. The problem is I don't want to give him the 4-year deal, but the Steelers are kind of bid warring us here. Can I get above them? I mean, I'm above them, but I'm not above them in the way I want to be. I want to be a whole notch ahead, but I'm down with that, I think. 22 mil left over. I think I'm okay with that. Moment of truth. No. Oh, in fairness, it was a 4-year deal, so the guarantees were quite a bit higher, obviously. So this one actually does make sense. A lot of times we usually get screwed over by something stupid in the game, but that was a fair him choosing the Steelers over us. And I can't really even say trajectory-wise they're better off, but I think that is fair, right? He ended up choosing the forever home, if you will, that will also give him the more guarantees. Also, the cost of living, I imagine, is probably a bit cheaper in Pennsylvania. All right, we picked 23. There's a couple of decent names here that I would be interested in going for, of course. There's a wide receiver that looks pretty solid, and his name was Landry. The problem is he is a round 1 projected, so if he's outside the top 10, I don't see or if he's inside the top 10, I don't see how I could really go for him. Looking later on, you do have a guy like Frazier who is a lot, he's really fast. He's a lot faster than him. Probably the guy I'm willing to take in the late first round. As far as some of the other options, there are, an edge rusher option, which I actually didn't even see if Von Miller retired. I definitely need to take a look real quick. But Porter, Cates, don't know much about Porter, in fairness. I didn't get to scout him further. But Porter, Cates, and then we had an outside linebacker, Wagner. And I think we had another outside linebacker. Was he? No, he was off ball, in fairness. There's some options, though. We're going to move on to... You know what? We could actually just move on to 23, I think. Let's just go to 23. Worst case scenario, we end up with a wide receiver. Best case scenario, we ended up with the edge rusher, and we get a wide receiver. Wide receivers, we can see a couple of names there. What else do we have? I worry about Frazier because you can see here, it goes from 2 to 3 to 1 to 2. It's because Frazier had a 1 to 2 grade, and I think he dropped off. I'm not really sure why, but he dropped off hard. You can see the negative 26. That guy went up 9. This guy went down 2. Yeah, I mean, I'm not really sure, so I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but I kind of want him anyways. Is the left outside linebacker there? Wagner is there. I got to see if Vaughn is there. Because if Vaughn is gone, I'm going to go Wagner, I think. And honestly, even if Vaughn isn't gone, which he's not, I should still probably go Wagner. It is hard to get edge. Don't get me wrong, this guy could suck. It is hard. Oh, yeah, we didn't even look at DevOps. Rasul Douglas, Ed Oliver, and Rousseau, and Taron Johnson all went up in Dev. And then Dalton Kincaid went up in Dev. And Curtis Samuel. But yeah, I think I'm going to go Wagner and then trade up for that wide receiver. I think that's... is there any other wide receiver I'd be willing to take? Not really. It's really just Frazier. Yeah, I think I need Wagner in my life. I also do like Boone quite a bit, but I think Wagner is the best choice. Anthony Wagner, if he's not him, I cry. Oof, that is not good. Let's see if we can get to the Raiders, pick 16, and another pick, because the Vikings actually... we are owed this Vikings second-round pick, so that's who we have. I don't think we're going to be able to get up to this Raiders team with this. It's going to take at least that third, which I don't want to do, but it's a wide receiver. He could be a franchise wide receiver. He could also be normal dev as well, in fairness, but I think I'm willing to make that risk. I don't know if that's a fair trade for us or not, but I did it. So here it is, Alfonso Frazier. Not the best key ratings, but an A deep, a C release, C catching traffic, and then blazing speed. Welcome to the squad. And he's hidden. Okay, there you go. A lot of the time, the speedsters can be normal devs, so that's why I worry. And obviously, we're not going to be trading up as we have no third-round pick. And Seattle's giving me a great trade here. Not that I want to trade down here, but I kind of have to. There's a bunch of linebackers. I need an off-ball linebacker, and I could use a DT. So first things first, I think DT is the biggest need, and then I'm going to try to trade up to the Cardinals. They have back-to-back picks. I'm willing to assume they're going to, they'll be willing to trade off one of the picks. Sean White also. What a name, Sean White. Is he still dating what's-her-name? And that's all I'll leave you with. What's-her-name? Kyle Norris. Damn, son, these normal devs suck. We trade 2 fourths and a fifth this year to move up to the Saints at 17. I worry about this pick because we were left with literally the last option I had at linebacker. Really hoping Claiborne would have been the last guy, but he unfortunately was not. So it's going to be down to Dom Spencer, who looks athletic, but not perfect, and a lot of question marks, but I've got to take him. I'm just praying for some good overalls, man, because these devs were not very good. Let's be real. I mean, we had the extra second-round pick. That is the last of the extra second-round picks. We have no extra second rounds going forward. And I don't know who the hell this guy is, but he's a 2-3. I'm taking him. DeJuan Tompkins, speedy. If this ain't a generational fullback, I don't know who is. All those A's, and he's normal. What is normal about all of those A's, no matter what position you play? Like, what? The moment of truth, tell me all those normals weren't busts. Oh my god, 71 overall, normal edge. Wide receivers great in fairness. DT not bad. Middle linebacker not bad at all. And the rest are all 6-rounders. So, I mean, really disappointed with Wagner, but he could still have good ratings. Let's see what he's got. Yeah, I mean, we could work with that, right? I mean, I'm a little surprised that he actually is listed as a 71 overall. That definitely feels a little bit better than that. Is it right end we need? I think it's left end. I don't really know. We'll figure it out in a sec. Wide receiver Frazier, though. Automatic starter, in my opinion, as he obviously has a pretty good upside, being 76 overall, not normal. Hidden development trait, 21 years old. Dev, unfortunately, star number 89. I want something in like the single digits. Put number 3, I guess. Let's take a look at Norris, 72 overall. Probably an automatic starter just based on the fact that we have a vacancy there. 79 finesse move. Fair enough. So, yeah, I mean, kind of what I was hoping for. We're going to get a bunch of normal devs. At least they have... Oh, wow, that coverage is terrible. They have ratings that you can obviously get around, and their overalls are not too bad. So, I would have loved some hiddens, but sometimes it just doesn't go that way. Here we go for Season 2. We added to the wide receiver room. Frazier is a 76 overall star dev. I get it, right? Curtis Samuel did just go up and start dev because he had an unbelievable season. But as much as I would say that realistically he would be, wow, what a guy, 88 overall plus, he's not exactly that, is he? He's an 81 overall. At the end of his career, there's only so much I can do. But Keon Coleman and Alfonso Frazier, they can be the future. And with Kincaid already looking like he's well on his way and James Cook is getting better and better, we could have our wide receiver room set. So I have to take that risk of starting Frazier, even if Curtis Samuel right now is a little bit better. Offensive line definitely would have loved to do better as well, but just didn't have the draft capital. And more importantly, it was all like 2-3 for offensive linemen outside of one guy. I just couldn't really go 2-3 when we had other needs. Looking at the defense, you have Spencer, who's the rookie outside linebacker, hoping he gets a dev up. Same with Norris, and wait, Carter, star dev? When the hell did he get to star? Not that it matters, he's only a 70 overall anyways. But yeah, Wagner needs a start. I think he has the higher ceiling by a mile than Von Miller, as much as Von Miller is great. I think there's some things you have to kind of go against the grain of realism a little bit, otherwise the rebuild's going to be a failure. That's really all I can say. If I have to start the higher overall veteran every single time, no matter what, these rebuilds would almost never result in a Super Bowl win, or a super win, whatever. All over the place this season, but mainly with a really bad start to the year, and we're not able to recover. 8-9. I don't know if that is a scheme issue or just the fact that the team is still kind of a lower overall, but losing to the Chiefs, fair enough. Jets, I even guess that. Vikings, maybe, because J.J. McCarthy's kind of killing it in Sims. Steelers should have won that. Dolphins definitely should split that. I don't know if we did, which we did in fairness. Then we move on to the Patriots for enough. Jaguars, I guess. Titans probably should win that. The Jets lost again. That's unfortunate, but I guess, I mean, somewhat of a tough schedule. And once again, the receiver, options, they are still kind of a low overall. But let's take a look at the numbers anyways. Josh Allen, 31 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. Great. 3,700 yards. Rushing, 1167 for yards, 9 touchdowns, no fumbles. Keon Coleman, pretty good numbers. Could be superstar. Curtis Samuel is unbelievable, though. The yards per attempt, yards per catch, have been ridiculous. He was supposed to be the number 3, but really he's the number 2. Even though we've tried to phase him out because we wanted the youth to start. He's unbelievable. That's all I can really say. Rousseau was great again. Not as good, but still great. Oliver, good. Wagner for a rookie, not bad at all. It's 6. Norris was pretty iffy. Taron Johnson could go to superstar, which would be a massive. Spencer should go to superstar from normal because of the season he had, and then obviously an award win I'd imagine is coming his way. Bass was not good. Martin was, and then no kick return touchdown this year, even though Hamler had one the year before. MVP, the turnovers were pretty low, so you can see him at number 6, him being Josh Allen. Rookie of the Year, Frazier at number 1. Defense Rookie of the Year, Spencer at number 1. We like freebies. A couple of guys in the top. Ooh, number 3. Keon Coleman's a dev up. That's got to be a dev up if he's number 3, right? That's Pro Bowl. Please tell me you got a dev up. The Packers win the Super Bowl over the Chiefs, which leaves us to look at our dev ups. Tell me, Keon. Yes, Keon Coleman goes up in dev. Frazier obviously goes up in dev because he won Rookie of the Year. But Keon Coleman was a close call. Even though he was number 3, could have easily went either way. And as much as, like I said, Curtis Samuel was great, and even as a guy that was supposed to be left behind, he was great. But the smart thing to do was to move the youth up the list, up the ladder, if you will, and both of them are now superstars. Defensively, Spector's a superstar. Taron Johnson, also a superstar. Bishop, he's still probably pretty young, but not even star dev yet. Really sucks. Taron Johnson, superstar dev. How old is he now? 27, 28, 29? Jesus Christ. Either way, he's going to be hopefully starting another season or 2. Norris didn't go up in dev, which sucks. And then obviously Spencer. I might have called him Spector because I was thinking of the other guy. He dev'd up. That's all I can really say. He dev'd up from normal all the way to superstar. Still lacking hard on that coverage, but he did dev up. And then Von Miller did retire. Oh, Wagner. He had a chance at a breakout earlier in the year. Didn't get it. Maybe could have went to superstar. I don't know, but this is why we started him. Maybe it actually costed us a playoff spot, though, for all we know, because Von Miller might have been enough to get you 1 or 2 more wins. But I think it was, this was the season of rebuilding. I think it was actually, fitting. The name of the series actually played its part. I mean, that was a year where you start the youth, get them developed, so year 3 and beyond is better off. Did I forget to do re-signings? I may have forgot to do re-signings. I was distracted with something, and I forgot to do re-signings. That's all I could say. Maybe said it a few times. 1 year, 14.5. Nice, we'll take it. It's 67 mil left. Rasul Douglas is not a bad name, but I don't know if I pay him. Deion Dawkins, yeah, why not? 2 year, 36. Glad to see it. 30 or 50 mil left. Spencer Brown, I mean, that's a pretty good price, too. I don't feel like we lost too much, waiting. Normally I feel like you lose a lot of money because you could have signed them when they were a little bit low over an overall, but a lot of our guys are kind of on the older side anyways, so they didn't really go up too much, so we didn't really lose much. Rasul Douglas is not a bad safety. Look, he's still good at man, even. I'm willing to do a 2 year, 24 at his rating, I think, and he won't take it. Probably going to save money here, though, ironically enough. That's been determined as a lie. Oh my god. It's so weird that, safeties are back in the graces of NFL teams. Remember when, for a while, C.J. Johnson got, that 1 year, 5 or something from Detroit? What happened? All of a sudden, people are like, oh, yeah, we actually need those guys. Our safeties without them has been terrible. Looking at other names, though, I mean, I guess I try to offer that 2 year, 24 to Rasul, but realistically, it looks like we may be replacing that position after all. And other players looking like it's wide receiver, running back, which right now you don't really need. So it's nerf or nothing. And Douglas is nerf at this point, I guess. I don't even know where I'm going with that. But with his ratings, he kind of needs to be nerfed. And I doubt we get him, but we'll try. Damn it! But we got Brandon Sheriff. Why not? We'll take him. He'll play our left guard position. Here we are in the draft. The Cardinals with pick 1 overall. They go right tackle. We have 15 overall. I'm not sure if we actually have anyone up here. I'm going to take a look. Oh god, who are these people? There's some people here. There's some people, and I don't know who they are. Sneed, I mean, we don't really need corner. I didn't really put it, we don't Sneed one. I'm sorry. I didn't really put a cornerback on my list, but now that I think about it, Taron Johnson's not the youngest guy anymore. Denario Saunders is actually pretty good, but I don't know if I see that as the biggest need. I want to win now. I want to win now. Any other like 1 to 2s that I gotta get? A lot of DTs. I like Langford. I'm gonna go to 22, and then we're just gonna take best available pick, I think, or 20-ish. 20. I usually say 22. That's kind of my range, but this Vikings pick looks great, so probably will be where I go. 24. It's a couple picks behind. That is 32 in fairness. Nah, I want the Vikings pick. I like this trade a lot. They end up trading up for Summers. If Langford or, one of the safeties or something is there, I think that's a win. I really like Langford a lot, and as much as I know we went Norris, he was a late draft pick, and more importantly, this Langford guy looks a lot better out the gate. But if he's normal, it would be a sell, I have to admit. Gaffney looks pretty good, but there's a lot of safety talent here. I mean, you could go with Vincent, you can go with Tongue, you can go with Charlton, you can go with Benson. Underwood looks good. What about the DTs? We had a really good-looking nose tackle type, but I don't think these guys usually do super well. But he is, really good. What about Langford? Let's take one more look at him. 22. I'm going Langford. Rudy Langford. Hidden depth. Yeah, I mean, that strength was unbelievable. And I'm going to go to our next pick. I'm feeling pretty good that with multiple 2 to 3s, there will be a safety there. And if not, I'm an idiot. But, yeah, I see a few there as well. 1 to 2 even. I'm debating on what I want to do here. Because we do have the safety that can play, corner. He's a good man coverage. Usually if they got good man coverage, they are hidden dev. But I don't know. 4-4-6 with good versus Charlton, who is better at zone coverage. 4-4-8 good. I think he was also younger. Tim Underwood looks pretty damn good too. I'm going to go with Tongue. I like a good Tongue. I don't know why I said that. Hidden dev, 90 speed. Looks great. Probably going to be stuck as a hybrid type, but it is what it is. It sucks. I need linemen. I need freaking linebacker. Deontay Dobson. I'm going to try to get to Arizona's pick. I don't even think Dobson looks great, but I think he probably gives us the best chance at hidden. You do have that day 3 guy as well. I kind of want the day 3 guy. I want Dobson, and I want a linebacker. I'm getting greedy, but we do have next year picks we can use, so I think we can pull it off. We're going to try to at least. I don't know if a 5th round's going to do it. Ooh, okay. That's why you start low. And with this pick, we're probably going to go Dobson, right? I think. If one of the safeties was there, I probably would have taken the safety, actually. But we're going to go with Deontay Dobson. He actually doesn't look too bad, to be fair. 22-6-3, please. Yes. Don't get me wrong. We gave up a lot of quantity, but I really wanted to keep that 4th round this year to have a chance at that day 3 lineman. So we made all of those plays to get up to 10, which I think is going to be linebacker. We have 2 options here in Leno or McDaniels. I think they're both looking pretty good. I'm probably just going to go with whoever's more athletic, which, yeah, based on that size, I would definitely say Leno out the gate. Both 21, though. Damn, we actually have a tough decision here. I like the tackle. I think middle linebackers have a better chance of being hidden, even though we kind of proved that wrong. I'm going Leno. Yes! There we go. There we go. The other guy could have been hidden as well, but that's fine. That is A-okay. Let's move on to the next round. And if our lineman is there, I'm going to trade him with the Cardinals again. And he is Joe Davenport. I mean, if he's hidden, this is a perfect draft. This is really good. 7th this and a 7th next year with our pick this year to move up 14 spots with the Cardinals. Going to leave us high and dry for the rest of this draft. But if this guy's a hidden dev lineman, I really like the way this went. I do like these 2 players, specifically Fernandez, because he looks like one of those super speedy superstars. But Joe Davenport, yes, 2 hidden linemen in the same draft, and it didn't break the bank. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go to the 6th round. If this is 6, if any of those wide receivers that are in the 6th, I might make a trade up. We did a 6th next, a 5th 2 years from now to move up into the 6th round spot as that wide receiver Fernandez is there. Could this be a damn near perfect draft? Let's see it. Steve Fernandez, the speed, 5'9", 21 years old. Boom. And he's worth it. Look at how fast he is. That draft was worth every whatever draft pick we lost, which realistically, because we traded down for that second and third was really nothing, right? Because we have an extra second round next year still, despite all the trade-ups we made. Yeah, we lost some like 4th, 5th, 6th round picks, 7th round picks, whatever. But that second round pick is still there. And wow, look at that DT. Rudy Langford, 79 overall. I mean, if this was a first round, like, drafted, like, high drafted player, I would say generational. He might still be generational. What's that, Dev? No, but he's amazing. He might not actually be generational, but he might as well be. He looks great. DeMarcus Tongue, yeah, I mean, hybrid type, it is what it is. I think it was worth it, but there were a lot of safety options. I might take a look at a few, unless this guy's goated. Star Dev. He's not bad, but there was probably better than him. Dobson, we'll take a quick look, but none of these linemen I think are starting. I highly doubt it, at least. And then Leno, because he's hidden, probably will start somewhere. Maybe even middle linebacker. No, we probably move over the other guy to play him at middle linebacker as he's a superstar. Leno moves to his spot and maybe gets the same treatment if we're lucky. Davenport, both of these guys are right guards. I'll have to change them at some point. But Fernandez, super good deep threat guy. Great spec catch. You only have to assume superstar. But whether he is or not, and he is, I mean, I'm happy about it anyway. So that is an absolute win. These single digits are kind of iffy. So we'll go 11. What a draft, honestly. Like, just an unbelievable draft. How was that good, the corner Sneed from the Niners? Because I could have went with him. That would have probably been the route I went if I didn't take who we took. Which, I mean, he's got to be a superstar plus at minimum. Okay. I mean, I love the guy we took, and we ended up getting extra draft picks. I can't hate it. Corner's really not that hard to get. X-Factor corner a little bit harder, I will admit. But the superstar DT we took is just great. So I can't really even complain. Honestly, there were so many safeties. What about Gaffney? Because Gaffney would have been... Ooh, normal dev. I was about to say, Gaffney would have been on my list. Did we take second round? It was a second round safety we took, right? We could have went with any of these other guys, but we ended up taking someone in the second round. So Tongue was the guy we took, and then Underwood and Charlton were the two options I think we had. So Underwood, normal dev, but a better pure zone guy. So you could argue who was better just based on that archetype alone. Because of the AI's, upgrading, and then Charlton looks better. Yeah, hidden dev, really good zone coverage. I think we did make a mistake here just for that archetype alone. The fact that they're both hidden dev, thankfully only star, I think we made the wrong call, but that's fine, because the draft was great. We had a trading Shakir to the Saints for Hainer and a 5th round pick. I actually needed a backup quarterback, so that actually works out. Is the squad for Season 3? I don't know what that accent was. I want James Cook to develop a little bit quicker. If this is a season where we struggle early on, because we're actually starting to get up there a little bit, might have to change the scheme. We'll see. The Bills, I don't really see them win the Super Bowl too often. They're in there every once in a while. They win one every once in a while, but for the most part, it's not within the first 5 seasons. But the team is definitely getting there. We got a lot of youthful players still, kind of developing, but there is a lot of potential. Bishop, please be under 25. 23, he's fine. What are we worried about? But let's get on in it. Anthony Wagner told you to be great, and he's going to get 10K XP. $89 million, obviously, you have to pay Rousseau. Taron Johnson probably gets another contract. James Cook obviously gets another contract. Benford definitely gets a contract. Kyer Elam, we'll see. And maybe Sheriff gets a contract. Everyone else, though, I think will be on their way out. I don't even know if I need to show you guys that we get the XP boost, but 15K XP for Josh Allen from his breakout scenario. Headed into the playoffs, let's see what we got. I believe we have this spot no matter what, and we do 10-7. Not the best finish, though. And on top of it, we hit the play against the Kansas City Chiefs. Yikes. But you know what? We made the playoffs, and after an 8-9 season with a team like this, everything feels better. It doesn't matter how you got there. It feels better. We might need a scheme change if we don't even... I can't even say if we don't even beat the Chiefs, because the Chiefs are goated in sim. Josh Allen's numbers are pretty good, though, but James Cook's numbers are not. Their rushing numbers are terrible. Keon Coleman, not bad. Frazier, not bad. Samuel still stealing the job. Actually, no, he was the number 3. I was like, you know what? Samuel's been great for us. Even though Fernandez has the future at his hands, he's a superstar. He'll manage. I want to win now. Rousseau, 14 sacks is amazing. Ed Oliver with 13 is amazing. Langford with 8 is amazing. Wagner drop off to 6, I believe. A little bit of an iffy one. Bass, 14 of 17, missing 3. 2 of them, or one of them being blocked. Sam Martin under 50 yards per punt for the first time so far. Jalen Hurts wins MVP. Josh Allen was in the top 10 range. We win Rookie of the Year on defense, and unfortunately nothing else, as we are headed on against the Chiefs to hopefully pull off, which is weird because we're at home, the upset. Going to the end of the game, the Chiefs coming out strong with 7. We bounce back with 6 because our kicker is dumb. 9-7. We are in the lead now by 9. 16-10 halftime. 19-10. Not the best score in the world, but we have 2 possession lead. Short field gives them a chance at a touchdown. We drive down. We get nothing. And with a minute left, we have choked the lead for the 44-yard line. Obviously needing a touchdown to win this game. See what we got. We got a great quarterback. We got some decent weapons. And that is a wide-open Keon Coleman. We're going to gain as many yards as we can. Call a timeout. We have plenty of time. Just got to get our way into the end zone here. I really liked Kincaid's other route, but I got to keep this. There you go. I actually like this route as well. Kincaid, stiff arm to the 3. We like it. We have a timeout still as well. Like, don't get me wrong. I don't want to be like the only reason why we won, but the team was driving down. They just weren't going to finish the drive in time, I don't think. And that's, why I played my part. Kind of hoping Cook just gets open. And he does. Cook catches it in for the touchdown. And I kind of want to go for the 2 on my own as well because I'm afraid they're going to throw a pick 6, which I am absolutely capable of doing. It wouldn't even surprise me if I actually do. And I don't know what's going on here, so I'm actually going to run the ball. I worry because for some reason that linebacker back there, whoever the hell it is, nope, he actually covered it well. I was about to say sometimes they just don't see him because they're just lined up wrong. But nope, they did here. They have 3 timeouts. Please don't do anything crazy. Please. And we win the game. There you go. Headed on to the divisional round, beating the Chiefs. That gives you a lot of high hopes going forward. James Cook was pretty good, actually, receiving a couple of guys at 80-plus sack totals. 1 for a couple of guys. Interceptions for Leno and McDuffie. They missed a kick, but we missed an extra point. To the division round, the Raiders, 85 overall. We're higher overall, but then again, the Chiefs were higher than us, so we'll see what happens. Maybe the teams on the road are just going to lose. All right, going to the end of the game. 7-0, the Raiders starting off strong. Really strong, 14-0. We finally get points back. This kicker sucks. Who is this guy? Tyler Bass needs a sue EA because they are doing this man wrong. Missing every extra point under the sun, but it's given us motivation for some reason as we look to barely climb back into this game and win by 3, headed on to the championship round. Quarterback for them, Kenny Pickett. That is a name drop. Josh Allen not really playing super well, but well enough to make it happen, I guess. I don't know. Missing an extra point and a field goal. Like, how are you missing this many extra points? Like, who are you? Freaking Maher out here. The Ravens. Oh, man. This is another tough team. I mean, the Raiders, on paper, not the toughest, even though they gave us a show. The Chiefs, very tough. Ravens, very tough. Winner goes to the Super Bowl, though. It's got to be us. And on the other side, of course, Dallas finds a way at 9-8. Just don't let them in. Like, just don't let them in. That's all I can ask for. Will it matter, though, because we might not even be the team. 7-0. Field goal. You hit the field goal, at least. Ravens controlling the clock quite a bit. This is the type of game we should want. Holding the Ravens to low points should be a win for us. I mean, it's really tough to stop that run. I mean, obviously, I guess they want to control the clock, so that's kind of working in their favor anyways. They get the touchdown, and with 3 minutes left, huge touchdown. James Cook, 72 yards, but they have plenty of time. All they need is field goal. And thankfully, that's all they're going to get. We have a lot of time here. Tell me that was Josh Allen. I don't know what that was, but 2nd and 1. We have 2 timeouts, so I mean, if we can get the first down and then call a timeout, that's all right as well. Man, it is so easy with a guy like Josh Allen. It's busted. Like, you never feel like you're in danger. Like, when are you in danger as him? Like, I genuinely don't know. Like, how could you physically be feeling pressure when you could just run away and then throw a perfect ball? That's a little behind him, in fairness, but I will say, ironically enough, I said all that, and they got in with a free rush. Is Tyler Bass actually bald in real life? Let me know in the comment section below if you're bald. This is a safe space for everyone. And I was about to say no, except for their DBs, but no, of course. Of course we drop it. I can't believe he covered that well, though. Who was that? Was that Marlon? Samuel. Curtis Samuel is going to be the hero today. Please. That is a dot. I mean, Josh Allen's just a freak. I know I'm playing a decent part in these, okay? I get it. But at the same time, EA doesn't want us to win ever. So I got to do what I got to do. Got all the Titans in the world. Not the Titans, the tight ends. Knox. I mean, it's not pretty. But that'll be the range we go for this field goal at. Tyler Bass, don't be ass. Tyler Bass looks like he's got hair to me. Was that not him warming up? I don't know. Are they going to ice us? That is bull crap. I'm sure he called the timeout right at that point. 51-yarder to the Super Bowl. I think it's on. As long as we don't, like, miss the accuracy right. Boom! Boom! We're in the Super Bowl. Iced out, enabled. Wait, did they not even call? I don't understand that. Or were we in the zone? Damn, no. We won the freaking game. I almost said Super Bowl. Not quite yet. Josh Allen, amazing game. Lamar Jackson, not so bad either. Josh Allen did do a little bit more on his own. Kind of. Not even kind of. A lot more on his own. Keon Coleman was great. Sack totals. Boone, that was the guy we were looking at before. Russo, he's him. Kicking. Didn't miss a kick and really could not afford to this time. The other ones, you know, we got away with it. This one would not have. Going to the Super Bowl. It's actually against the Packers, which in fairness, I don't remember if did they beat the Chiefs? They definitely made it to the Super Bowl against the Chiefs. I think they might have even won that one. Let's take a look at whatever deficit we have. Overalls are both 88. We're at home. Let us win, please. And I mean, like, literally let us win. Like, I will pay for this victory if I have to. Just let us win. Defensively, any dev ups? I don't think we had a single dev up across the board. Not a single one. I'm a little surprised by that. I thought maybe Keon could have went up in dev. James Cook probably didn't deserve one. We got some upgrade points, so let's get those in and maybe win it all in year 3. Here we are going to the end of the game for all the marbles. Looks like we had to stop with that pick from Leno, but did nothing with it. But it's all tied up. Now it's a 3-point lead. Looking pretty strong. 17-7 at halftime. Didn't change the scheme either. Could win it with the Bills' O-and defense. And that's exactly what we're going to do. 31-10 over the Green Bay Packers, who already won a Super Bowl, and Josh Allen is the carry man. It's very crazy, though, because before that Ravens game, it really wasn't that spectacular in the playoffs. I don't know how he played in this one, but if he played mid, this would have been a pretty almost carried Super Bowl run. Sure, he was pretty good against the Ravens, but the other games, he kind of let the team down more than he helped it, honestly. So I'm not really sure what happened here against the Packers, but as far as how Josh played in this series, which is weird because he's clearly, when you look at this roster, by far the number one superstar here. He really wasn't that guy in this run, but hey, I don't care who was the guy. I don't care if it's the fullback that had 10 touchdowns on the way in. It doesn't matter. We got here, we won the Super Bowl, and that is the best thing that you can do, no matter how it happens. And that's exactly what has happened here. We're going to try to win another 1 or 2 within the next 2 seasons, as we obviously are going to do 5 total seasons here. Looking at the numbers, Josh Allen, that whole rant for nothing, is he had a pretty damn good Super Bowl. Rushing was terrible, so he carried, and I mean, rushing for him wasn't terrible, but for James Cook was. Frazier, pretty good game there. Sack totals 1.5 for Oliver, 1.5 for Langford. The DT's coming in clutch. And of course, Leno, I mean, we didn't score on that pick, but almost debatably the player of the game, just because he had a half a sack and a pick. He was all over the place. But the quarterback with 3 touchdowns and 300 yards pretty much is I suppose, the MVP or whatever. But definitely awesome to see. Is, you know, when we came into this thing, didn't expect this to be a tough rebuild. But once again, it is a team that, at least in Madden, is not complete. It is definitely not complete. Started off as an 81 overall. There's a lot of players, a lot of overalls that needed to be changed around. Replaced some older players that are, their prime is definitely past them. And ultimately, we already did that, and we're aiming for another 1 or 2. Unfortunately, Vaughn or Rasul couldn't be here, but that's all right. Curtis Samuel gets a ring. I really want to keep him, honestly, because he's been good, but financially-wise and Sheriff also needs to be replaced. Financially-wise and just, like, smart-wise, because we have, a really fast superstar backup wide receiver waiting anyways. it just doesn't make sense to keep him, unfortunately. I'm going to look at McGovern, see what he's done. He's a center, so it's like you don't expect him to put up, give up a lot of numbers. But I think, once again, it's weird because I don't want to, lose the team that won a Super Bowl. But at the same time, if the overalls are what matters, we can do better. And I think it hurts the team more to overpay a position we can get like a rookie at, So I think we're going to pass that up. Zach Martin is here. Joe Tooney. Mailata is a pretty good tackle. Ronnie Stanley has some really good linemen. Zerzon Newton, the X Factor. Okay. I don't know how you let him go to free agency. This is the lineman year. If you're looking to get new offensive linemen, this is the year. And we've had Joe Tooney before, so I don't really want him again. Zach Martin would be a hell of a name drop. This is a name drop and a half. Do we make the play for him? It's a new name. Kind of feels like at this point he's going to retire a Cowboy. I don't want to do the Joe Tooney thing again. I mean, Zach Martin's really not often in free agency. I want him to get a Super Bowl ring. He's not a Cowboy anymore. We love him. Hey? Wow. Yeah, I hate the Steelers. They just take every player we want. I've done the Ronnie Stanley thing as well, so I'm just not going to sign anyone because I just don't want to keep repeating my moves. Except for the move of Sheriff, because I'm going to bring him back. I want a one-to-one better than rookie, for right now type move. We do actually, maybe before I accept that and see if he will join us, maybe I should look at the guys we drafted, because there is a chance they actually are a halfway decent overall by now. Sat a whole year behind some mentors, won a Super Bowl, 78, 79, yeah, 77. Dobson's up there. I didn't even see what his dev was. I know the other guy was star, so both star dev. I mean, you could argue that Davenport just starts this year. 76 overall, but plenty of potential. I mean, I think I might do that. I'm going to take a look at Sheriff's numbers just to see if his ratings are actually, really good for his overall, but I might just stick it out with the guys we drafted last year. And yeah, I mean, he is good. He's a very good pass blocker. Yeah, he is good. I'm going to keep him. Bringing him back. So we're in the draft now, and I really don't know what to do because I have a corner that's a round 1, and then I have a corner that's a round 1 to 2. But the problem is we don't really need corner just yet, but it is a future problem. Do you actually trade? There's Porter. There's the round 1. Do you actually trade up for a corner that you don't even need yet? I don't know. We'll see. I think if our guy is there at 20, because 1 to 2 could literally be all the way up to literally 13 or 14. I've seen that before. I'll go for him, and he is still there, so we'll do the trade. Or we'll try to do the trade, I should say. We have to trade a 2nd, 4th, and 5th this year, all very late, obviously, each round, to move up 12 spots from 32 to 20. I'm hoping this corner's worth it. Of course, we have pick 5 in the 2nd round from the Vikings, which is great, because we'll end up trading that back. Who is Paul Brady? Who is this guy? 6'5"? Did not expect to see a guy like that there, but thankfully don't really need that position. So we're going to go with McCord, who honestly I don't even feel is that great, but because he's so fast, I'm taking the chance. I should not have done I should not have taken the chance. That was just stupid. I mean, it's not the perfect trade, but we get a 2nd round next year to get 68 this, which I suppose isn't that bad because I really just want to get down to the 3rd round to grab some players in the 3rd round, which we could actually trade that 2nd round if we really wanted to. But Thomas actually looks pretty good. You have a couple of linebackers like Gaddis or Mike King. Linebacker is probably the highest remaining thing we need. We'll say this running back looks really good. Not the fastest, but A carrying, A break tackle is all that really matters. You've seen a lot of A's in there. Probably a decent overall. Thomas is interesting because he is 6'4", could be hidden. Are any of these linebackers must grab over the others? Mike King? Yeah, I'll go Mike King. And he's hidden. I'm good. I'm good. Don't need any more players. So if I really wanted to, I could trade this pick up with the Eagles, grab Thomas, and pray for hidden dev. It's a little crazy to me that I had to add a 7th round pick because, I mean, no matter what, they're gaining value. Even if we win the Super Bowl again, they're gaining at least 6 spots, which isn't massive, but they're gaining that value. So I'm a little surprised we had to add a little to that. I think that's the position we're going to go with. DT's not really a problem just yet. We're going to go with Peter Thomas. That's going to be our guy. 6'4", 21 years old. Not the fastest, but I'm banking on A man coverage and hopefully hidden dev. You know what? Before I click this, I'm almost guaranteed this is normal. Okay. I'm glad I didn't believe in myself. Not the same weight, but basically Brandon Browner. I am glad that I didn't trust what I was saying. I didn't believe in myself enough. I don't really like any of this. Trevante Hill. Decently, I'm going to take him. Hey, Ed and Dev, why not? Thought he'd been a little bit faster than 9-1 speed, but that's all right. Late third. Would have loved to see a lineman, but with Sheriff on the team, we're not even starting the guys that we drafted last year, so I guess don't really need a future-proof since the future-proofing we've already done isn't even implemented yet. But let's see what we got for ourselves as we grabbed pretty much all hidden, right? Other than the first-round corner, which is really disappointing. 76, 74, 73, 70. I mean, I suppose the one normal dev was the highest overall, so it's something. He's definitely going to play corner 3, maybe corner 2 the following year. Mike King, not going to start just yet, but assuming we need to replace Milano this upcoming season, we have our replacement ready to go. Star dev, not the best, but hidden devs. Thomas, Peter Thomas. This position can go all over the place. Low catching, high man tells me superstar. Actually, I don't know if that's what it tells me. And thankfully, it does tell me that. That's great. And then Trevante Hill, I imagine, is going to be pretty average. Pretty good juke ability, actually. Catching's good, but the rest of the route running stuff isn't decently athletic. You got yourself almost another James Cook, or a really poor man's James Cook, who is star dev. Here we are for Season 4. Josh Allen just about a 99 overall. The offensive line's overall is actually not very good, to be honest, but we found a way to win. We've got some pretty good weapons, and I can't really ask for much more than that. Linebackers, Milano's a starter, even though I should start King, only because he is an 80 overall. I'll allow it. The smart move would obviously be to start King, maybe get ourselves another Rookie of the Year type of season, and, the rest is usually history. D-line's pretty good. Wagner's getting better, and then corners. Did we find our future in Thomas/McCord/Elam, who's still here? I don't know. We'll find out. The dev Thomas looks great, but here we are, 87 overall, just coming off a Super Bowl win. Can we do it again? 130 mil. Okay. Keon Coleman just needs a contract all of a sudden. Dalton Kincaid we did know about. Obviously, you pay those two. Taron Johnson, we'll see. Osiris Torrance, likely a 2-year. Dawson Knox, no. Dorian Williams, I don't even remember when he got a dev up. Carter, no. Bishop, probably. Cedric Van Pran, probably not. Spencer Brown, honestly, probably not. Deion Dawkins, yes. And I think that's it, but we should have a lot of money still. I know Milano is in there, but I think we're going to move on as well from him with Mike on the team. Not the strongest season yet again, but should be still in the playoffs, and we do win, holding on to the division. 11-6, we get a bye week. I don't know if we're going to have many more. We get the bye week. We get the home game is what I meant to say. Don't know if we're going to get many more of those, though, as, not the strongest. You see that our opponent's a 12-5 team, so they didn't even get one at 12-5, telling me there's some pretty strong teams in the AFC. Looking at the touchdown to pick ratio, 35-4, 4,400 yards. That could be MVP, especially with another 5 on the ground. Cook had his best season yet. Frazier was great. Coleman was great. Fernandez was decent. Kincaid was all right. Offensive line was really good, actually, especially for Madden terms. Sacks, Russo. That's X Factor. 18.5 is unbelievable. 9 for Oliver, 9 for Langford, 8 for Wagner. Our best year pass rushes wise as well. Bass is remove the B from his name. That's what my man's is. Take a look at the yearly awards. MVP to Lamar, Mahomes number 2, and then Allen number 3. The big 3 for winning MVP usually, if you will. Any awards though? And unfortunately, no. Going to the end of the game, the 87 overall Cincinnati Bengals, starting off with 7. Wow, it got gloomy in the background there. 7-7, we'll take it. Still 7-7, unfortunately not really moving anywhere in their favor. We get the tie game again, though. They get another touchdown. It looks like we're just going to lose this game, as we just couldn't score on offense. The offense, which was better than last year, somehow is worse off. I'm not really sure how, but sure. Josh Allen was horrible. James Cook was not great either. Receiving, Jamar Chase is great. Keon Coleman was pretty damn good as well. That's disappointing. To lose that first game to an inferior team, it's just pain. But on to the final year. We won the Super Bowl last year. Failed miserably this year. Can we, quote-unquote, win a dynasty? I mean, become a dynasty at this point. It definitely would not be a dynasty with the Chiefs winning back-to-back. you'd pretty much have to win 3 out of 5, right? Just to even, like, tie them at this rate. Ravens versus the Lions in the Super Bowl. The Ravens have been knocking quite a bit here. I don't know if they're going to actually win the Super Bowl here or not, and they do. DevOps, maybe Frazier. Nice. Frazier goes up to X Factor. 90 overall speed goblin. Really good release, actually, which is not common. Short route kind of sucks. Medium kind of sucks. You would want those to be up, but good player nonetheless. And then defensively, Russo with 18.5 sacks doesn't go up in dev. That is absurd. What do you need? 20 sacks? Really? You need 20 sacks to go up in dev. I don't even know. Taron Johnson, especially since it's the last season, probably gets a re-sign since I believe those are regression numbers, which really doesn't even feel like he regressed. It's kind of brutal, though. Pretty sure we took care of business in the re-signs, though. Yeah, might as well just re-sign him normally. And then Taron Johnson's cheaper than he was earlier. Maybe a blessing. Yeah, I was about to say maybe a blessing in disguise if he chooses a new team, because I think there might be even better than him. Wagner, just pay him. Dawson Knox, absolutely not. Carter, no. Van Pran, no. Spencer Brown, maybe, but after he hits free agency, because we might find better. Once again, it's the final season, so sometimes I go off the rails a little bit more than normal, especially since it's still within the realm of reality. Like, some of our craziest moves were like trading like a first and a third for a proven talent, but we've seen that before. You know, Buckner comes to mind, obviously, and plenty of the wide receiver trades that recently happened over the last, like, half decade to a decade. But unfortunately, that's not going to happen here today. Lane Johnson would be a one-year guy. At this point, he'd probably be retired, but I might just pay him anyways. Taron Johnson is your best bet to have a win-now corner, unless you're going to make a trade. Oh, I did not see all those team, names interested. I'm willing to overpay a little bit, just because it's not even really overpaying anyways. You can see that it's like, 13 mil is far bar green. And even though, like I said, Lane Johnson is old as hell, I might bring him on. But Spencer Brown isn't too bad. How old is he again? 29. Take a quick look. He is young. He's a good run blocker with good pass block power. He's done well. Like, I'm curious to see what, like, Lane Johnson's numbers look like. If he's given up a lot of sacks. Damn, he is coded, though. Let's get Lane Johnson and then future-proof the lineman position. I think Lane Johnson looks really good. Try to get another ring if we can. And we get double Johnson. Nothing like a good old double-barrel Johnson. All right. I mean, realistically, at this point, it would be offensive line for the future. And, I normally don't go first-round lineman, but that guy kind of looks good. Ooh, that guy looks even better. But safety. So safety or offensive line. Tolbert and Purcell. Not bad-looking players. I might have to go with one of those linemen. I'm kind of curious. You got a 22 or 33 reps. What is this fellow looking like? This guy looks insane. 6'6". 24 reps. Normally, I don't care about strength, but being that low in strength and the fact that he's still here, something's got to be off, right? He looks really good. I think he is good, but because that's not my biggest positional need, I think I'm going to go with a safety. And I think the safety is going to be Tolbert. Byron Tolbert, 22, 5'11". Boom. I love it. See, the thing that annoys me is the boom is so inconsistent. Like, the boom needs a patch, because, like, it's just not consistent enough. Sometimes the boom just hits, and then other times it just doesn't. Savannah, I think I might go with Cortez Tomlinson. I know it's a little early, but I don't even feel like trading down. There you go, hidden dev. It's the final season. I really don't care about draft picks for a season I'm not going to be participating in. I'm just going to be real. Oh, Russell was one of the tight ends I had. I was going to just take him just for the depth, for the value. Although Phillips looks great anyways. Could go linebacker. Don't really need linebacker, though. Some really good linebackers here. But I'm going to go with Colton Phillips. Please be hidden. Nice. I mean, like I said, I didn't feel like trading down because we got our players anyways. Who cares? We did well. And another lineman, Wyatt Jones. 3 hidden linemen. We'll take it. Here we go. Draft recap. 77 overall, though, for the normal dev. 73, 75, 73. I mean, pretty much a whole interior of an offensive line. I do need to look at that lineman, though, because I don't normally go for first-round linemen. So it means a lot to me to know. And this was the guy, right? Session? In dev? Yeah, it was definitely him. 100%. Looks really good at pass blocking. Let's take a look at the dev. He's superstar. That would be really bummerish. Star dev. I mean, he was a good player. But, yeah, we didn't really miss out on anything. The final season, year 5, is underway. 90 overall wide receiver 1. 90 overall wide receiver 2. 91 overall tight end 1. James Cook, unfortunately, 87 overall. I think maybe the XP sliders need to go even higher. I have him on about 170 here. I'm not sure why he didn't go up higher. Whitfield, 64 overall superstar, who doesn't even actually look that bad. No trucking ever, but he actually doesn't even look that bad. Defensively, you know, it's as good as ever. I will say the corners are regressing a little bit, and you maybe should replace Bishop with a guy that we just drafted, but as of right now, Bishop is the better option. And if he got a breakout, he could still become, you know, a really, really good player. All right, let's see if we would have gone broke. Frazier for sure, Spencer for sure, and Oliver maybe. Wagner, absolutely. Terran, no. Kalen Bullock, I don't even know how he got here. I think we're fine to re-sign like everyone we want, pretty much. Yeah, I mean, we'd be fine. To the playoffs, we should be in them, and we are. 12-5, very close to a bye week even with the Ravens. Oh, man, the Ravens have just been on a tear this rebuild, stealing that first-round bye from us. But it is okay, because we are in the playoffs, and all it takes is just to get there. Josh Allen is best lacking of picks thrown season yet. Could this be the MVP year? James Cook, decent. Not elite, though. Keon Coleman, pretty damn good with those touchdowns, especially. Frazier, pretty damn good. Could be an X-Factor Keon, which would be great. Offensive line, double-digit sacks allowed. Iffy. Rousseau, good. Not as good as last year, but very good. Langford was great. Ed Oliver, great again. And then I don't know what the hell happened to Wagner. We just paid him a 5-year 95 as well. Bass has been, once again, take away the B. Why is he still here? What do they pay him in real life? They, like, retired the man. MVP goes to Joe Burrow. Allen with those lacking of interceptions. Still all the way down at number 6. Really bad stuff. Latu steals Defensive Player of the Year from Rousseau. And we come out with 0 award wins, unfortunately. But a playoff berth, which is all the award I ever need. Have them by 5. See if we can win another Super Bowl. It's been a year removed, but still, the dynasty is real. Going to the end of the game, the Jaguars score 7 very quickly. We're doing nothing. They are now up 14-0. This has been a hell of an experience. 14-0 still. 14-3. Really, EA, that's what you think about us. Okay, I guess you think otherwise. And just like that, the defense clutches up, and the offense does just enough. Kind of went a little... Got a little close there at the end. Trevor Lawrence technically outplaying Allen, but as expected, 2 rushing touchdowns on the ground. That's kind of how rushing touchdowns work. They killed us in pass rush. They were way better than us. Leno with another pick, though. He is the playoff pickmeister, though. The Dreams stay alive for now. To the divisional round. Going up against the Houston Texans. All right, here it is. 92 overall versus their 88. Going to the end of the game, the Buffalo Bills. We got the stop with the touchdown. They get a field goal. We are getting stopped left and right. 10-3, all tied up at 10 all. Right before half, we get a field goal. They get nothing. We're up by 3. It's anyone's game. A lot of turnovers, it seems like. Finally making use. Up by 10, up by 7, up by 10 again. And these have not been pretty games, but we are back to the championship round despite it. CJ Stroud, 3 interceptions, and we barely won. I mean, I guess at the end, the score kind of finally pulled away a little bit, but yeah, we barely won, realistically. The linebackers coming out with picks, Benford with a pick, and Bass finally perfect kicking. Championship round, is it going to be the team? It's the Ravens, the one that stole our bye week. They're higher overall than us as well. Can we get a revenge? Here it is, 7-0, 7-3. Bounce back slightly. Last time we played them, it was another kind of slow roll, just like this one. 10-7. Touchdown would be great. Up by 10. Defense is doing pretty well. It's a 3-point game. I don't know if 6 is going to be enough. And it will be. This has been a hell of a ride. Heading on to the Super Bowl again. Josh Allen was not great through that pick. James Cook was not great, but had a touchdown. Receiving Keon Coleman has been just unbelievable. And they beat us in pass rush, but Langford had his word to say. Kyle Hamilton with the pick, and Tyler Bass has been great these playoffs. Here it is for all the marbles. Kind of a dynasty. 2 out of 3, I think, is kind of one. But the Falcons, semi-different name drop, I suppose. DevUps, Keon Coleman had a chance to get to X Factor. Would he have actually done it, though? He does. This receiving group is great. They're both, like, the same overall as well. Look at Keon Coleman. We have basically nobody that can run a short route, but that's all right. Maybe Dalton Kincaid's him. Then we move on to the defensive side of the ball. Langford's an X Factor. Rousseau is an X Factor, which is weird because last year it wasn't good enough, but apparently this year, which is worse, is. I don't care how it happened. The team looks great. Let's win this Super Bowl. To the end of the game, we have a nice start. 7-0 despite them getting the ball first. It's 7-7 now. 10-7, 10-9. Safety on board. 17-16. This is a crazy back and forth. A 1-point deficit. Come on, offense. Getting the touchdown. No 2-point. We get another touchdown. The Falcons aren't going away. And with a touchdown there, 2 of 3 has been achieved. We are once again Super Bowl champions. Not so far removed. Forgot to show you the win-loss of the first rebuild. Or the first rebuild. The first Super Bowl. But we'll remember to do it. I imagine I'll remember to do it. This time, Spencer Brown, I know it's not the name you guys want to care about, but the 6'8" giant was back on the team. Offered him a Lobo 2-year $20, despite the fact that we were going to be going with Lane Johnson, who wins another ring himself. And wait, does he have a ring? I don't even remember. It's the years have faded me. But, he was a backup, so Spencer Brown gets another ring as a backup. Maybe plays starter next year, 2-year $20. Lowball them. I was like, hey, if you want to join, you can join. We'll let it happen, and he's back. And so are we as Super Bowl champions. What a way to end this rebuild. Absolutely a win. An absolute win of this rebuild. Josh Allen, great numbers. Rushing, James Cook, I mean, he was all over the place. Bijan had a big run. Trevonte Hill's got a couple of touchdowns to show for it. Keon Coleman's always going to get his. Frazier looks pretty good. Frazier has been amazing, though. Rousseau with 3 sacks. I mean, it is not often you get a guy that's star dev and ends up as a very high overall X factor at wide receiver. It is like, I'm not saying rare, but it's definitely not super common. I definitely want to see his ratings and, well, everyone else for that matter. But here is this squad. Both wide receivers, 94 overalls. Like I said, very impressed with the way this went. Short route's not the best, but medium route's amazing. Deep route is literally max. Catching's amazing. Speedy enough. 95 release. I mean, if his short route was a little bit better, he would be like the better Pickens, I guess. Frazier, insanely fast. See these ratings. 93 release. 97 deep route. Very good catching. Medium route's pretty good. Short route's not great, but the speed is unbelievable on top of him. A little surprised he didn't go up in speed. I'm pretty sure he started as a 97, but great stuff there. James Cook, 89 overall. Unfortunately, never really got to that elite status, and honestly, his ratings aren't even that great. Didn't really go up in speed too much. Juke move's good, change direction's good, but spin move's not really that, it's okay. And then truck stiff arm is, basically non-existent. Let's take a look at Mr. Dalton Kincaid. Dalton Kincaid looking really good with the route running. Run block is okay. Pretty damn athletic. Amazing catching. Then we move on to, who the hell do we want to look at here? Osiris Torrance, I suppose. The other guys didn't really get to use Cedric Van Pran. We kind of knew he wasn't going to be anything normal dev out the gate. No regular pass block, no pass block finesse, iffy run block finesse, but a pretty good power blocker. Got to say Osiris Torrance, he's missing a lot of ratings. He really is missing a lot of ratings. And then we're going to go look at Mr. Josh Allen, the 99 overall, 31-year-old, pretty good deep, pretty damn good medium, pretty damn good short, insane throw power, everything else. He's basically like a 99, 95 plus everything. Very athletic on top of it. Then we move on to the defensive side of the ball where Bishop goes a star. All right, fair enough. 25, about to be 26. Really good zone coverage, pretty damn athletic. And finally star dev. About damn time. Took him long enough. Strong safety. Tongue. He was actually not bad. 87 overall. Very, very young. Man coverage higher than his zone coverage, but he's getting there. Hybrid's not a bad upgrade. It's better than run support. Run support is just like basically useless. Leno, the playoff pick merchant. with pretty damn good block shed. His zone coverage and all that's actually starting to get up there, and he's absolutely blazing fast. Then we look at some of the other defenders. Spencer went from normal to superstar in the first year he played, and he never looked back. 90 block shed, 68 zone coverage. Not the fastest, but he is very smart and really good at stopping the run, apparently. Then we move over to King, who's just a first-year starter for us. Mike King, another high block shed type of dude. Then we move over to I don't really care too much about corner Taron Johnson. His overall is probably about same, if not lower than when he started. Elam, really good zone coverage. Man coverage isn't that good. Kind of another like Rasul Douglas. Like you just put him at safety and just call it a day. Benford, 89 overall for him. Man coverage is going to be lacking as well. Pretty damn good press. Very good zone, obviously. Not the most athletic guy, but athletic enough. And then we move on to the D-line. Wagner, 88 overall, despite the fact that he gave up or only had 1.5 sacks on the year with 97 finesse move. Make it make sense? Because I sure as hell can't. Then we move on to Gregory Rousseau. It's a guy that I like to draft in fantasy drafts because he just kills it in sim year in and year out. I mean, look at that. I mean, his numbers are great. Let's take a look at his numbers. So, 15.5, 10.5, 14, 18.5, and 14. Unbelievable numbers. Then we move over to the DTs. Langford, 89 overall. He is a goon. Well, maybe not that much of a goon. 88 block shed, 81 power move. Very strong. He's good. He's definitely good. Ed Oliver got really good, though, as we actually were able to develop him as a true pass rusher. 94 power move, 87 block shot. That's like one of the best Ed Olivers I've ever seen. And that's basically going to be it. If you guys enjoy this one, maybe leave a like, subscribe if you're new. If you're not new, I do appreciate continued support on the channel. Follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr. Second channel, PK Plays for non-Madden content. Like I said, I've been doing a little bit of TCM over there. Let me know if there's any other games you want to see. I've been debating on that Killer Clowns game, kind of similar to that, Texas Chainsaw Massacre or Dead by Daylight, that ASIM type of game. But if you have any suggestions for teams you'd like to see, that would also be pretty cool. Or player challenges, fantasy draft where we grab a certain type of player. Anyways, though, thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys come back for next video, which maybe there's a second channel upload tonight or tomorrow, but definitely a Madden on Saturday. But until next video,